So arithmetic, add or subtract. Geometric, multiply. Or multiply by fractions, like dividing. If you want to write these down, we also talked about common difference. Anybody remember what common difference is? If you do, raise your hand. What's common difference? Catherine? Constant rate of change, so that's like the slope. Common ratio, however, Emma?
The number you multiply or divide by to get the next number.
Exactly, what you're multiplying by in like an exponential type of function. Okay, so if you want to write that down, you can. Remember, if we're dividing by 3, we're not going to put dividing by 3, we're going to put multiplying by a third. So let's look at the first one, recursive for arithmetic. We're just going to be defining these parts, so stay with me. N is the term you need. Is the term you need. Common difference. Explicit is better. Again, N is the term you need. A1 is the first term. D, common difference. Again, this is the one we like the most. If we are asked to solve for an nth term, this is what we want to use. If it's a arithmetic or linear. So we like explicit. Again, N is the term you need. Do you see a pattern? First term, literally the first number that you see in the row. R stands for common ratio, what you multiply by. Explicit is just better. Okay, so explicit, if we're finding like the 30th term, this is what we want to use. N is a term you need. G1 is your first term. R, common ratio. This is all on the EOC reference sheet, but it's not going to tell you which is which. Obviously, I hope you can pick out G stands for geometric and A stands for arithmetic. Look at the one. The one that doesn't have the comma is usually the one that you want to use if you're finding the 30th term. Because it looks like an exponential function, just regular, written in a different way. Okay, recursive and explicit formulas for this sequence below. This is the one example we're doing, and then I'm going to set you off to work. 40, 20, 10, 5. Arithmetic or geometric? Geometric. Geometric. What are we multiplying by?
0.5.
0.5 or 1/2. So we'll go ahead and write it as 1/2 because I like fractions better. So my common ratio is 1/2. So R equals 1/2. What is my G1 or my first term, guys?
40.
40. Brilliant. Okay, we want recursive and explicit. Recursive. If I could get rid of recursive, I would. But I can't because it's on the EOC. So recursive, we can use that formula right above. G1 equals what? 40. Okay, next, tell us Gn. Do we know what term we're solving for right now? No, I didn't ask for anything. Gn equals 1/2, because that's my common ratio, times G n minus 1. Again, do we know what we're solving for? No. So that's it. Explicit would be Gn. If you knew what term you're solving for, like the 30th term, this is what you would use, and you would put G30 is equal to 40, because that is G1. I'm literally looking at the formula, times the common ratio to the n minus 1. So times 1/2 to the n minus 1. You want to find the 30th term? Use this one. And it would look like this instead. G30 equals 40 times 1/2 to the 29.